Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, just joining us through iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, fall is here, but also that means it's time for us to prepare, not only for the changing season, but also for how to navigate this year's cold and flu season with everything else that we have going on. We have the perfect guest that's rejoining us today. We're excited to welcome back New York Times best-selling author, Dr. Ian Smith. He's going to share with you guys some great tips on how you can be able to take care of yourselves as you're going into the cold and flu season. Dr. Ian, thank you so much again for being with us. Really appreciate it.
Cyrus, it's always great to talk to you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so really interesting times that we're in right now. So I want to ask you, what should we then be expecting when it comes to this year's cold and flu season, especially with us still dealing with the pandemic?
Sure. Well, last year was a very mild season for the cold and flu, largely because of all the things that we were doing to prevent COVID. So washing our hands frequently, being socially distanced, wearing masks, all those things are not just good to prevent COVID, but they're extremely critical to prevent other viruses from being transmitted, like the common cold and flu, and that's why the cases were so low. This year, we're not sure yet. We hope for a repeat of having low numbers, but, as you know, restrictions across the country are loosening up in an uneven fashion,
right.
So we don't know what that's going to hold. But, we encourage people, continue, please, be safe. Wear your mask, particularly in crowded places and indoors, because indoors is where the transmission is much easier in a confined space. And also washing your hands, sanitizing your hands, and public services, that's also important. So we want people to do those things, and if they do them, hopefully we'll have another mild season.
Yeah, that would be nice to hear. Well, one of the things that a lot of people have been doing because they've been trying to kind of stay close to home, Dr. Ian, is using more over-the-counter remedies when it comes to different things. How can those help them this year when it comes to not only cold and flu, but also chest congestion?
Well, people have to understand that there's no cure for the common cold or flu or any of the coronaviruses for that matter, but over-the-counter medications can help with the symptoms. And I say to people all the time, you should have something in your medicine cabinet ahead of time and not wait until last minute when you really need it and you have to run out to the store to get it. I like the Mucinex 12-hour products. They have this line that includes Mucinex DM, which is very good at thinning and loosening the mucus, and also can control your cough, wet and dry cough, for up to 12 hours. Then there's also Mucinex extended release tablets. Those are also great at thinning and loosening the mucus that can relieve chest congestion, and that, too, provides relief for up to 12 hours. The two ingredients you need to be careful of, or not be careful of, but be mindful of, that you want to have in there are guaifenesin, which is important for mucus loosening, and also dextromethorphan is important to prevent the cough and relieve your cough. So those two ingredients are very important to look for when you're picking up these products.
That's great news. So another thing, of course, that people probably need to be aware of, Dr. Ian, is how to use these. What do you normally tell people when it comes to how to make sure they're using these products, even though they might be over-the-counter, making sure they're using them properly? Medications,
whether over-the-counter or prescribed, are heavily studied and heavily researched and have specific guidelines for reasons, by the way, on how you should use them. Follow the instructions and use as directly. Just because you want relief faster or you think you can get more relief by doubling or tripling the dosage, that is not the way to do it. Please follow as the instructions on the box or the bottle have said. Here's the other part of it, though. If your symptoms persist for more than about 48, 72 hours, I like to tell people, go check with your doctor or your local healthcare provider just to make sure nothing else is going on.
Some great tips. Again, everyone, New York Times best-selling author Dr. Ian Smith has been back with us, helping us get ready for this year's cold and flu season. You mentioned Mucinex there, Dr. Ian. Where can our audience go for more information?
Yes, go to Mucinex.com to learn how you can take care of yourself during the cold and flu season. Also, my Instagram page, at Dr. Ian Smith, spell the doctor out, I-A-N Smith. I give lots of tips and advice on how to stay healthy, eat healthy, during these difficult times.
All right, Dr. Ian, always a pleasure speaking with you and looking forward to our next conversation together.
Thanks, Cyrus. It's always a pleasure.
All right, and we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD 94.1 FM, WYADonline.com, as well as through iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live, and let's go make today amazing. Take care.